The only way is through is my new Amnesia custom story that I was working on for many months. And now I can finally say that the demo is officially out. So if you want to play it, you can go in the description of this video. There is a link on ModDB page. You can download it and play it like any other custom story. The demo has for about 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. And the reason why I'm releasing the demo and not working for not working on a full release at the moment is because I need feedback. And in this devlog, I want to basically talk about some of my thoughts and the main reason why I'm actually doing the demo and uploading it. So as I said, the most important thing for me is feedback. That's the reason why I'm uploading this demo. And the reason is because of developer blindness. Now, developer blindness, it's very real, especially for developers that are making like their kind of first project. We can see it clearly in, for example, a game that was recently released, Subliminal by Accidental Studios, I think they called. And they basically needed to rework the game completely after the main official release because the puzzles were too difficult and many other things. So there you can see very easily the developer blindness. And it's not that easy that you would play the game and you would kind of think, oh, I played it for the first time. No, you really need the people that and the players that will play it and tell you the feedback because they play for the first time, so they don't know what's happening. And that's the issue, not only with puzzles, but in general with the level design and all of that. So that's the main kind of thing why I want a feedback. So if you're playing it, your feedback, whatever it is, whatever is just feeling from it, or just in general, some ideas, new improvements they would like to see. Um, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. And obviously, the main important, the criticism, that's very important. For me, I don't have expectations. I don't know what's gonna happen. I released the demo with a feeling that I'm proud of what I did. I enjoy the demo, so I'm happy to release it. I'm really open to any of sort of criticism and also people liking it. We'll see how it goes. For me, the feedback it's just important for players to know that some kind of project is being made like this, and the second thing is for me to develop further into full release because I'm gonna direct the game in the direction where the feedback goes. That doesn't mean I'm going to literally copy, like, copy paste what other people is telling me to do. No, I have my own reasons why I have some certain controversial things in the game, but I definitely gonna be open minded towards that. I want to talk about the most controversial feature that is here, and that's in a gameplay, which is very slow paced gameplay, meaning that you cannot sprint, you cannot run, and you cannot jump. Um, the reason why I'm doing this is there is many reasons. The first reason is that I can control the player very easily, right? Because I know that the player cannot sprint, I know that the player cannot jump, so I can make triggers that are, you can say, atmospheric and kind of, I know that the player will go that way, and I know that the player will, um, you know, he's not going to be off position, you can say. And that's what helps me a lot because obviously I can know how the player is going to move and all of that stuff. Another thing, and the main kind of thing, is the monster respect. I feel like in a lot of Amnesia custom stories and everything, there is people that are just trolling it in some ways, which is definitely not my intention of building the custom story. I'm literally the opposite of it. And you should have a respect from the monsters. And if you wanna move further into the custom story, you should stealth around him. You should hide. You should stealth around him. You should be scared of him, and you should respect him. Because what's going to happen if I add the sprint and jump is people are just going to sprinting away from him and jump on his head and do all the sort of things, right? For me, I really want the custom story to be very slow paced, and I can work with the gradual atmosphere very well with that sense. I also think that the main disadvantage of this is the environments. I cannot make like a large environments because you're gonna run. But I like it because um, making a smaller environments are just better because detailish, like you can make them polished a lot, like with details and stuff, which I did, and I think I done a good job with that. Not saying that they cannot be more detailed. Definitely they can be, but it is like on a base that I think it's good. About the monsters, so basically in this demo segment starts 15 minutes into playing. I already have ideas what's gonna happen before you are starting in binary. You drop down from the courtyard. Um, by and I'm basically seeing a monster there for the first time. Uh, it's gonna be 50 minutes into playing. It's not gonna be the intro. It's just an intro of the demo segment. So don't be like kind of um, what to say about it. Like don't be not shocked, but you get the point. Like don't be surprised. Yeah, that's what I meant. Don't be surprised. Um, And then about the monster, there is basically just one monster in the whole, like one monster counter, but obviously it splits into many encounters. And I really want to like get the feedback on it because I'm going to do a similar gameplay mechanics into the other monster that will be in dungeons. Uh, that's where the game ends. I'm not gonna spoiler anything, but you know. And then there will be the third monster, and I really want to do like a very I already have in my mind like very unique kind of encounter gameplay that I want to that I have inspiration from some other horror game. So I really want to do it. But ultimately the encounter mechanic, which is literally just stealth around, is going to be same. Another thing that I want to talk about is environments. So environments, I really want them to do unique and rememberable with each of them has their own unique kind of color, you can say, to them. I think that makes it a lot good. I also remove a lot of times like some, ambiances. I really love ambiances and I would like them to have in each location, but the issue that I had before was that I was going from one location that was supposed to be very ambient. I don't know how to say in different words, but the music is very ambient, and then I go into the another very ambient place, and then again, and it just doesn't make sense. It's very bad, and so there is some kind of places where the ambience is a bit quiet and a bit uh, unrememberable, you can say, just to make you kind of get a break from it and get to another kind of highlight moment of that. Um, so yeah, the environments are, I would say, good. I would say ready prepared. They obviously can be better when it comes to level design and most importantly the details and stuff. But I think they kind of make a good job with them. And I also have plans for some future environments, also in the making of already making some environments. So that's fine. Um, so Also, another thing that I just want to mention is that, like, how I'm creating custom story. Maybe someone would be interested in it, or maybe someone has some better even system or some thoughts about it. It's like I have like a three steps when making it. Is the first is structure. So when it comes, this can be to everything, okay? But let's say environments, making the maps. So I make a structure of the map right? The best is on a paper, but you can also just free flow it and just put some random walls there and see what happens, um, which is also a very good thing. And I know kind of what's happening in puzzles and stuff. The second step is the richness. So making the details, making putting some entities, putting some static objects, making it rich looking. Okay, and also there is also like the scripts and some, let's say, atmosphere building up and stuff like that. The last thing is flow, which is something that it's very, very important. And the flow is that you go from some certain different map to this map that you are currently working on. And you go through that map and it flows well. Okay. So not only the map itself flows well, but it actually is like a one in complete identity with the other environments, the environment that comes before and after, if that makes sense. Right. So it just flows well. That's the thing. Now, obviously, you can see it like when you first time kind of put all the environments together and just play through them. But this is something that you really need to keep in mind if you feel like that the customs, like I'm talking from my experience. I played through the demo for the first time like 1 month ago or something, and it was horrible. It was horrible. The flow of those environments were very, very bad. And then I was focusing on, and that's what actually make the whole experience just way, way, way enjoyable. Now, I can talk about it for ages, but I wanted to just say last thing, and that's what's going to be in the future. So, obviously, it depends very much on the feedback, but when it comes to the plans that I have, I'm already working on like the intro segment, which is going to be fire. Um, there will be like a forest that you go through, a courtyard, and then you go into the starting position where the demo starts, which is the binary segment, the first kind of dark segment, you can say. And then obviously after that, I want to do like so the intro, which is the 15-minute segment, and then the demo, which is like 1.5 hour segment. So ultimately, it's like, let's say, 2 hours. It's gonna be like the first segment, and then I'm going to work, and I'm currently working on the second segment, which is from the dungeons. So when you go below the elevator, you go into the dungeons, and then you have another segment. You're gonna explore places like the crypt, obviously, which is the main kind of goal for the demo segment. And then you're gonna go into glass domes, which is the third floor that you cannot access in the demo. And then you're gonna access like some new environments that I have in mind, like astronomy and theater and stuff like this. And then it's gonna end. So probably the whole kind of full release is going to have like 4 hours. I think that's good. I think that's, for example, Amadeus has like 6 hours. I think Flingrenberg gets like some 4 hours as well. I think I want to have this kind of gold standard. I think having like 10 hours or how much the great work has or Glitzia, it's like 10 to 15 hours. That's too much. That's too much. Um, I think having 4 hours is like a gold standard, to be honest. It needs to be enjoyable and realistic, obviously. So, yeah, that's kind of my plan. The story is very the story, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know yet. I have obviously some things. There is some notes already. There is some recordings in the demo that you're gonna play. There is some, dialogues and stuff, and some motivation for the character. But it's very, very abstract, very kind of not interesting at all, I would say. And so the story is something that I want to do at the end, kind of. I want to have environments, I wanted to have the connection, I wanted to have the gameplay, all of that. And then slowly and surely getting into the specific story element where I want to definitely have some very big plot twist in it at the end, and some deep meaning that I already have, like a deep meaning there. um, and that's also the reason why I name it that way, like the only way is true. Um, but again, just the characters, the story, it needs to be all kind of, it needs to make sense. So I need to really like think about it, and it's gonna take time. But again, if you have some ideas, let me know for whatever. I would be very happy if you would play the demo and make a feedback. Message me on Discord. You have a name in description, or on the ModDB page, or here on a YouTube comments down below. Whatever you want to do, share your feedback. That would be helping me the most at the moment. So thank you for watching this devlog, and yeah, I hope you're gonna play it. And yeah, that's it. Bye bye.